Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. This video is on the new Rank Battles reward tank, the Chinese Tier 10 tank destroyer known as the 114 SP2. It's been in super test for about a year, so most of the main stats are known, but we'll show you the final stats as it's in game now and the effect of the crew skills and equipment and consumables to see what the maximum you can get out of it for most areas. In addition, we'll just show you what you need to do in ranked to get this tank, and we'll show you some gameplay as well at the end. Now it turns out to be actually quite a useful vehicle. It has a turret, so that's different to the Chinese TDs that are in the tech tree, which are all casemate TDs. So this makes it quite maneuverable. Well, the engine power makes it maneuverable, of course, but the turret makes it more adaptable to the situation it's in. It comes with 7 degrees of gun depression, which is pretty handy. Not like some of the British tanks and other tanks with 10 degrees, but it's still pretty useful. Let's have a quick look at the capabilities. So we do have, I've only got one Chinese TD crew, so it's 3 full skills with half of the 4th skill. You can see you've got Brothers in Arms is the main one, and Camo is trained on all the crew, and then the various skills like Snapshot for the gunner and cross country, and we've got clutch braking on the driver and intuition on the the loader there. Anyway, have a look at the equipment quickly. We'll go into the tank stats in a second, just to show you what we've got. We've got loader gun rammer in the priority slot, which is for firepower, given it's a tank destroyer. We've then got vents, and we've got turbo, and the turbo is for mobility. Again, we'll go into that as well. And then we put a vents directive on here, and you can see we're running food, and as well as the other standard consumables there. But let's talk about the gun now. It's a 152mm gun, and the standard round is 650 damage, average damage, with 273 pen for the standard round, and you can see 1050 shell velocity. And the premium round is APCR, so shell velocity increases to 1250, which is pretty handy, and pen goes up to 329, and same average damage, of course. And then it's got an HE round, which you can look at later. But again, the key characteristic, the turret, which gives you that flexibility in battle, which is different to the normal Chinese tank destroyers. Other than that, let's have a look at the stats here. So again, 650 average damage. With these modules and the crew skills, we've got the gun loading down to just over 11 seconds, just under 11.1 seconds. The DPM as a result is 3,518, which is pretty good. And look, dispersion is also pretty good, 0.28. So that's with all the additions of skills. So I think standard is 0.31, and aim time is also quite excellent, 1.74, and that's just with standard crew skills. So no aim equipment, so not carrying V-stabs or GLD. That is the aim time. So it's sub 2 second standard aim time without any skills. Gun traverse is a little slow at 20.69, but again, that's the turbos helping there to improve that. Hull armor is pretty basic, 75 at the front and 75 at the sides, and the turret front armor is 135, which can bounce a little bit if you're hull down and slightly angled up. 75 on the sides and 50 on the rear, just like the hull. So it won't save you in too many situations, but you can get the occasional bounces. And mobility, it's got a decent engine actually. So it's, I think it's 980 as standard. So we've got the additional effort from the turbocharger, and it's got a pretty handy specific power. Even without the turbo, it's 15 point something, so it's actually reasonably mobile. It's sort of heavy tank territory here. So it's a 63-ton vehicle, and but with turbo it gets you up to 49 kilometers per hour, although you won't see that across the front. That's really more a downhill speed, but you can get 20 kilometers per hour in reverse, and that makes it pretty handy getting out of spots. And traverse speed there at 38 has been increased by having the turbo in there. We did experiment with IRM and a few other modules, but this is sort of where we've ended up with the equipment. Concealment with camo on the tank and the crew skills is 37, which is not special, but it's reasonably handy considering the size of the vehicle. And we've got view range up to 437, and that's with situational awareness. Is partially trained, and we've got events and the other skills, etc. So it could be a little higher. We have tried it with optics and even binocs, but it's really not the sort of sniping tank that you might see with an FP4005. This is something that you can back up the heavy tanks, play as a TD at the start to snipe, and then move in and support the heavy tanks, in the second line behind them. So don't really have armor to play with, but that's what you're trying to do, is look for tanks that are sort of isolated or distracted in particular, and try and shoot them with your big alpha. All right, that's probably enough about the tank for the moment. Let's go and have a look at some gameplay, and then we'll come back and look at how to get it in ranked and the general summary. Okay, we're on the Siegfried Line map, so we're going to try and play the angles through the town. Just hang back a little bit, and then we'll see how the game plays out. So we've got the standard round loaded, and going to stop at this bunker and cover the field just in case the mediums who've gone out there can do any spotting. Interestingly, 121B's gone down there. That's all right. It is a medium tank, I guess, so that should be all right. Anyway, just covering up the front of our army here, but just looking for early spots. We're playing on the Hong Kong server here to get battles at this tier. So that's the ping that you can see. And not getting anything in this field. There's only a batch at 2510. He's on the other side of the of that ditch, so, and no chance of spotting us. He's outside the view range circles here. So we're just looking for angles down the lines here. And just checking the field in case that bat chat decides to pop up. So what we're looking for here really is just getting our gun depression used. So we do have to come up fairly high here. It's 77 degrees, it's not 10 degrees. Get our first shot into that object 268B4. A bit below roll there, 554. Given our average damage should be 650. Hopefully we don't roll too many of those. That was a standard round as well, just to give you an idea. Just going through the top of the V4. And just a bit of a waiting game here. Just covering these different angles here and just looking for tanks coming out. Okay, there's phase one. Don't know where that shot went. At 0.28 accuracy, not really playing out there. I certainly didn't get any message about not penetrating, so I'm going to assume that it missed. And just feathering around here, again looking for that phase one Again, no message there. I'm just not sure what's going on there, whether it's replay artifact or not, but clearly didn't reduce its hit points and didn't get any message saying it bounced. Now we're not spotted at all, so hopefully he'll get the courage to push out again, although, sorry, let me just slow that down there. Okay, now we get a shot in, and 614, it's getting closer to our average, but still a bit of a low roll, so you might regret that. And let's see if we can encourage more of them to pull out there. And just a bit slow there on the Object 140. Fire a quick snapshot in, but we're using the standard round there, and the shot velocity is 1,000 meters per second, or just 1,052, I think. See if we can get a shot in on the bat chat. Yes, we do. Roll 793. That's a nice big roll there, and in fact, it's enough to help him go back to the garage with the Progetto 66. Now we're just trying to get that 121B to pull back. So we can coverage, but meanwhile we're waiting for that. Can we get rid of the Object 268V4? So it's taking us up to 2.4k of damage. And we've fired 4 shots for that. So you can see the reload at work here. So just over 11 seconds. And we're just waiting for these enemy tanks to try and push. So you can see here what we really are is we're behind the first line of tanks, the ones with the armor. They're creating the vision for us, so we are going to lose some experience here. Oh, he can't come right out. Oh, armor not hit. Well, okay. To complete that game, apparently we get bounce. Well, got a bounce at the start, so we didn't pay the price immediately, but we did get hit by Artie for about 400, and then similarly from an E75. So mind you, we've got 2,000 hit points, and then we get hit by the E75 again. He's just gone through the side of our turret, so we're going to get down low. We put a side shot into that strip K and get a nice high roll there of 800. So this reload is like having a heavy tank, 11 seconds, about the same as a Object 277. And we want that strip K to push up. Or can we get under his lower plate? We do. Oh, that was the PTA actually, sort of made of paper. And the strip K gets a shot into us, but takes us down to 147, but we're still in the game. And we get a nice shot there, take out the strip K. That takes us up to 4.5. And we want to get some revenge on that E75 if we can. 11 PTA goes down, so this is going to be a winning game, it looks like. We're 4 tanks up, and we've got a bit of a head start in terms of hit points. Just going for the top of the E75 there. We're still using standard rounds, not quite sure why, possibly. Although he's tier 9, he does have fairly hard armor on the turret. But let's just try and get the full front of his face and we might be able to penetrate. He just goes out of the way. Now I don't think we're spotted here. It's a bit hard to tell, but pretty sure behind this bush we haven't been seen yet. Yeah, this game is slipping away a little bit. They've clawed some tanks back, but we've still got a bit of a lead. And in fact that lead is just evaporated. We are pretty much the same, so we're going to pull back here, try and get some distance so that we're not lit as soon as we shoot. Object 140 is still out in the field there. Hopefully with 2 tanks there he'll go down fairly shortly, and there he goes. So at least that takes that threat away from the field. We can quite safely sit on this side of the hill. And we just want to use these bushes here to cover us. We're not going to last too long with 147 hit points if we get spotted. And oh, nice side of the E75. Give him a present of 695. That brings us up to 5.2. And there's that ML2. He'll spot us as soon as we shoot, so we're going to pull back with our full 20 kilometers per hour while we're going downhill as well, so that helps. Someone is on our base. It looks like the Gorilla 15, but we're going to deal with these threats for the moment. That Waffenträger should get him, or we can get him, and luckily we do. So that's having some good crew skills. Oh, the Gorilla's seen us, and he goes for a shot. Can we get a hit on him? We do, but not enough to shut him down completely. Can we back away? It's going down, going down. Oh, not fast enough. So unfortunately taken out by the Gorilla, but that got us to 6.7k. And I'm sure the rest of the crew can come in and finish him off. Waffenträger Alpha Panzer 4 puts one shot in. He should get a reload before the Gorilla 15 does. Oh. Artie not helping there. Yep, good. That gets the kill. And there's another Strip K here. This Chapature 4 not being all that successful with the Strip K. I don't think he's such a bad player, but he's making a bit of a meal of this Strip K. There's 5 minutes to go though, so still got a chance to win. We're one tank up, and it's just an Artie and a heavy tank on their side. And we've lost our Artie, got smacked by the enemy who wrapped around, but we've still got our Progetto 66. Let's just speed this up a little bit. Alright, well, they both clump together. Chapature 4 gets rid of the Artie and is just hiding from the Striv. Circle around, trying to not get shot. Another missed shot from the Chapature 4. The Striv takes out the Waffenträger, who was, I think, was on very low health. Another couple of non-penetrations. Finally gets one in, and the Progetto 66 takes him out, and that is the battle. So we'll just take a quick look at the results just to give you an idea of the battle performance and the cost of running the vehicle. As you can see, we've managed to do 6.7k of damage and got the high caliber reward. So we earned 7 bonds for that, for finishing in the top 3. So it didn't finish at the top of terms of experience. So we got 920 base experience, but that was mainly because we were allowing other tanks to spot. And then from a cost perspective, yeah, we did get 25k from completing a mission, but we spent 36k on ammunition and 24k on the repair of the vehicle, and that's because the vehicle got completely destroyed. So we did make a profit of 44k and yeah, and 120,000. So if you took the 25k out, we would have made yeah, just 19k, which, yeah, at tier 10, that's decent. But you can see we made losses in other battles, which I'm not going to show you just yet, but that's to give you an idea of the economy of running the vehicle. Anyway, let's do the summary and show you how to get it. So that was the best battle head in the tank. We've got an average damage of about 2.7k per battle in over about 20 battles. So pretty reasonable output from that tank. Got a few 4K games as well, but yeah, the quality of teams, as everyone knows. All right, let's show you how to achieve it. Okay, so this is the top reward here. So if we have a look at the advanced reward, where it's the first level you can get it, you need to acquire 9 tokens through the ranked battle system. and then you'll get the SP2, 2 pieces of improved equipment, the 2D legacy style, and a garage slot, of course, for the tank. And then that includes tokens you may have already acquired during ranked, so that will help. And then, yeah, the maximum reward, you can get 15 with 15 tokens, the same thing, but additional up item of improved equipment as well. So is this worth getting? Absolutely it is. Well, certainly not that you're spending anything apart from your tokens, but I think you'd want this, particularly if you're into larger output tank destroyers. It does have good mobilities, we've seen, certainly in heavy tank territory, and with that extra flexibility of the turret, gun depression, accuracy, and DPM, it's pretty formidable when it gets into a good position that it can snipe from or do damage from the second row. So good luck in ranked. This video is being released at the same time that ranked is starting. So good luck to all the players who are playing ranked, and let's see how you can go and see how many of these get into the field, because they'll definitely be a mark of the best players in the game. Cheerio. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. We'll have more good content for you through the week, and thanks for watching.